Hi everybody, and welcome to my tour of Audi MMI Touch with navigation for the 2015 Audi A3 and S3. This is basically going to be a control overview so you can get an idea of what each of these buttons does and how they correspond to what you're shown on the screen. Let's just start with the basic control functions here, starting with this switch right here. Now this is the on-off switch, it's the play-pause switch, the mute switch, and track skip forwards and backwards. To turn the Audi MMI system off completely, you're going to press and hold this button down. That turns MMI completely off, and it also detracts the screen. Pushing the button again will turn Audi MMI on, and also put the screen up, which I'll show you once we go over the rest of the controls and we're actually working with MMI a little bit. Like I said, if you're in the radio section, if you just push that down, it'll mute the system for you. If you're in media, playing something from your iPod, for example, pushing that button down is the play pause button. And again, skipping forwards and backwards as well. These controls down here are the main MMI controls. This is a smaller, more compact version of MMI. Because this is a smaller vehicle, Audi streamlined the buttons a little bit and made these rocker switches for navigation, telephone, radio, and media. Radio refers to AM/FM satellite. Media is anything you plug into the vehicle, including the CD player, which is located in the glove box. It's a single slot CD. Now, these are soft keys right here, which means these keys are going to correspond to what the screen says. These are hard keys. That terminology means this is always going to be a menu button. This is always going to be back. These are going to change based on what the screen says. That's what a soft key is, really. And this main swivel control wheel goes up and down, and it clicks down to select. That's it. It doesn't rock back and forth or up and down. When the touchpad is active, meaning when you can write something on the touchpad, this ring will glow brighter if the lights are on, which they are right now. If the lights are not on and this is, turned off, then it will light up when you can actively write something. You can write with your finger a navigation address, a telephone number, and you can also swipe through your album art. That's kind of cool. I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but there's no track forward and back on the steering wheel, but you can program this button here to skip to the next track in MMI. This is a favorites button. There's a few other functions you can program. But let's just start with deploying the MMI screen by pressing this button here. I'll put the camera up here so you can see the screen deploy. And just again, there's a little button right down here, but you can manually deploy the screen whenever you want. Let's give a side view. And let's go like that. So that's kind of nice. This is your main menu right here. Anytime you press the menu button, you're going to see this screen. So this is the main functions that you have. It's a little bit disorienting for some people who are new to Audi MMI turning this big scroll wheel, because when you turn it one click to the right, it goes to the left. So you have to get used to that. It makes more sense when you have a list. Like if I go to satellite radio, for example, and I scroll up and down, you have to use this like a volume knob, if that makes any sense. So by scrolling up to turn, if you were to turn the volume up, it's going to go up the list. If you were to turn the volume down like this, it's going to go down the list. So that's the hardest thing people have with getting used to MMI. I got used to it in about 3 seconds, but some people find it very disorienting and confusing. But while we're in the radio screen, you can see how in the main thing here, you have a title. So we're at Sirius XM. We are, and these are going to be your presets, your controls, your band, and your settings. This is not a touch screen. You're going to use everything right through here. It's a German car. You never touch the screen in a German car. They always have their own little controls here. So presets corresponds to this button here. These are each of the 4 quadrants, as you can see. And by selecting presets, for example, right here, now we're in the preset screen. You can see that this lit up when I pushed it. That means a sub-menu is active. And you can tell which one is active by It's a little hard to see, but you can see how the little line wraps around it there. If I were to select this button again, it'll get me back out. Okay, it's still, actually, what it's doing right now is it's going to the main screen, but if I push it, show me my active list. If I push it again to turn it off, now I'm just plain old in the radio screen. So when you press the submenu, it goes into the submenu. When you push it again, that means the submenu is out. And when you're in an active sub's main screen, the corresponding light's going to be over here. So if I were to flick this up again, it's just going to keep scrolling through. That's just a fun feature, actually. So if you keep pushing this, it'll keep scrolling through your sources. You can do the same thing with media. If you keep pulling it, it'll scroll through your media, which is kind of nice. I'm just going to mute it whenever it stops on. Going back to the menu, this turns the light off. So if you have one of these lights lit up, that means you're actively in that screen. Right now I'm actively in telephone. And then if I go to the settings, now that means in MMI, I'm in the telephone screen, and I'm in a submenu in this corner of the screen. So that's kind of what the lights mean, to kind of give you a little map. Now, when you have these selected, like I said, pulling this back continuously will cycle through the different options you have in there. I don't believe there's any for telephone. No, there isn't. Just going to bring me back to the main telephone menu. But let's go back into the submenu. So, right now you see I'm in one of the main submenus, and I'm in a submenu of telephone. If I unselect this, I'm just going to be in the main telephone screen, and then if I go back to the main menu, it'll just bring me right back here. This button will basically bring me one step back. This one brings me all the way back, except for this one, well, deselecting the submenu, I should say, will bring you back to the main light here. Like the main telephone screen is that screen. The best way to demonstrate that, I think, is in the car menu. So I'm going to go over here, go to car. So I push down for car. I want to go into car systems. I'm going to press the car systems submenu button. That lights up. Let's say I want to go into vehicle settings. And I want to do the steering wheel program button. So I went through about 4 different menus right there, okay? Now if I deselect the submenu button, that's going to bring me back out of all those menus and bring me right back to Audi Drive Select. And that means if I wanted to go back to where I was, I have to hit car systems again, vehicle settings again, and steering wheel program button again. Now if I want to go back just one step, just hit the back button. So hitting that, I'm still in a submenu, but I only went one step back. So there's a couple different ways that you can navigate. If you want to quickly get out of everything, you can always go here. If you want to go back one step, if you want to go back all the way to just car, you just unselect the submenus and it brings you out of every single submenu. Hopefully that makes sense. That's kind of the gist of MMI. I guess I can show you the touch thing really quick. If I go into, let's see, go back to main menu, we swing back to navigation. I want to go into settings. Nope, I want to go to destination. Okay, so if I go to address, so right now I can select if I want to do number, street, city, whatever. So I'm going to select number, and you're going to see this light up brighter. It's really hard to see. Let me go back so you can see it. So address, and I hit number, it gets a little bit, the ring gets a little bit brighter now that it's active.
Delete.
So let me show you how well this works. So we're in house number right now. So here's a number, for example. I'm just writing on it.
2.
It has pretty darn good handwriting recognition. You do not have to write very neatly. Like, let's see how bad I can make a 5.
5.
I'm just writing it really fast
6.
now.
7. 8. 7. 3.
So I got most of them. Now if I want a backspace, I just swipe this way. I can also press the corresponding submenu key here to go with the delete on the corner here in the upper left. So I can press that, and when I press it, it also tells me the command that I could have used to swipe with. So if I can go like that.
Delete.
And then it tells me the command I could have done. If I wanted to make a space, I would just go this way. Oops. So like that. I could go another number.
3.
Then I could do a letter.
A. E. Delete.
Let's
Delete.
see.
Delete. Delete. A. No. D. I. 5.
No.
Delete. 8.
Nope.
Delete.
Come on, Audi.
5.
No. See, I'm in house number, so we're probably not going to get an S, but let's see here.
S.
There we go.
3.
Okay, so there's Audi MMI Touch. You can see it's not perfect, but it works pretty well. This is just your general overview. Hopefully that helps you understand a little bit of how it's laid out and how the controls work, what the different little lights mean down here, and everything like that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you later. Bye.